Hey guys, what's going on? Frank Rich here from Rebuilt Recovery, and in today's video, I want to share with you the 5 habits that you need to learn and you need to practice on a consistent basis in order to speed up your process from rebooting from porn, rewiring your brain, rebuilding your body, and ultimately stepping into life that you were designed to live. But before we get into today's video, guys, I'll remind you who we are and what we do here. My name is Frank Rich, CEO, founder, and head coach at Rebuilt Recovery, and it is our mission to help men break free from the shackles of porn addiction through the power of faith and fitness. Now, we do that in a handful of different ways. First off, right here on the Rebuild Your Life YouTube channel, we are releasing new videos every single day, Monday through Friday at this point. So if you're new to the channel and haven't done so yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button right there at the bottom, and also turn those post notifications on so you are notified every single time a new video is released. And for you guys that are in the early stages of identifying some of the problems that porn has had on your life, and you're curious about what life could ultimately look like for you if you've been able to remove this destructive and debilitating habit from your life, make sure to download our free ebook. It's a 7-step guide to living life without porn, where we walk you through the exact process that we teach our students here at Rebuilt Recovery about how to identify a lot of the problems that porn is having on your life, how it's negatively impacting your mind, how it's negatively impacting your body, how it's negatively impacting your relationships, how to then take that and build a successful plan to reboot your life, to rebuild your body, to rewire your brain, and then how you need to execute upon this and ultimately build the accountability and willpower that you're going to need to successfully follow through and execute on your plan and ultimately step in the life that you were created to live. But let's get back to today's video, guys. The 5 habits that you need to learn, that you need to master, and you need to execute on a daily, weekly, and consistent basis to ultimately reboot yourself from your porn addiction. Now, the first habit or the first tip here is going to be living with intention, or having a vision, or having a plan for your life. This is so vitally important, and a lot of people get caught up in this. I don't know what it means to create a vision for my life. I don't know how to live with intention. I'm not created for a purpose. I don't have any bigger vision. I don't have any goals in my life. Guys, I need to tell you, if you're not living with intention, then it's very easy to fall back into the unconscious habits and the unconscious patterns of what we're living. So we got to start with identifying who is the life, or who is the man that we ultimately are trying to become. What is the dream life that we want to create? And we got to paint this vision for down the road in the future. You know, we teach 5 years here. I think that's a really sustainable target goal to set. So think about all that you could accomplish if you were able to step out of this cycle of relapsing. If you were to remove yourself from the vicious consumption of pornography, how great can your life ultimately get? And then it's your job to reverse engineer that and build a plan and start living intentionally. Start waking up every day with the purpose of, I'm chasing after that man. For one, this is gonna reset your dopamine neurotransmitters. We've done tons of videos on the actual dopamine receptors in our body, so I don't wanna get too scientific here. But if we have a target, if we have a plan that we're living towards or we're striving towards on a daily basis, just in the pursuit of that goal, we're gonna reset our dopamine. We're gonna get those spurts, those bouts of the neurotransmitter, the bouts of the reward system that we're on target for where we're trying to get to. So that's habit number 1. Start living with intention, and that's got to be built through creating a plan, creating a vision for your life, and then waking up every single day with the intent to move yourself closer to who that man is. Step number 2, guys, is wake up 1 hour earlier than you are right now. And I say that this is so important because this really ties into habit number 1 as far as living with intention. So many people today live in a reactive state. Their alarm clock goes off, they hit the snooze button the first time. The alarm goes off, they hit the snooze button the second time. The alarm goes off, they hit the snooze button the third time. Well, for number 1, that's a blow on your self-confidence, because confidence is built by keeping the promises that you make to yourself. And if you hit the snooze button, that's breaking the first promise of your day, that you are not getting up at the time that you said you're gonna wake up. And secondly, I believe that we have to fill our cup up first. We have to spend time in meditation. We have to spend time in prayer. We have to spend time in personal growth. We have to spend time in learning and developing and shaping ourselves before we can then take on the rest of the world, before we can then go embark on encapsulating or building the vision for the life that we're trying to create. So if you're waking up at 6 a.m. right now because you got to be to work at 6:30, start waking up at 5 a.m. and spend that first hour focused on your growth. Spend that first hour focused on your development. Spend that first hour focused on the things that you need the most right now. This can look like an exercise, a training regimen. This can look like reading, personal development, listening to an audiobook, listening to a podcast, watching some of the videos here on YouTube, creating a game plan for the day. There's a lot of different things that you can implement into a morning routine, but you got to start with waking up earlier than you are right now, and make sure you spend that time intentionally, tying it in to habit number 1. Now, the third habit really ties into habit 2 and habit 1, and it's taking time away from your phone 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour in the evening. This is going to help you in actually resetting your brain, because if you roll over first thing in the morning and you look at your phone, you're literally using your phone as an on and off switch for your life. You're literally using your phone if you're watching, porn late at night, or you're browsing social media, you're browsing the web, literally laying in bed right before you fall asleep. You're using your phone as an off switch. Subconsciously, you're using the phone to literally shut your brain off. So you programmed yourself to literally need that stimulus, to need that artificial light. So as you're living with intention and waking up an hour early every single day, build into habit number 3, staying off of your phone and staying away from artificial stimulus and artificial light for at least an hour in the morning and then an hour before bed at night. Now, the fourth habit that you want to instill, once again, comes back to living with intention. Once again, comes back to living with a plan and living within purpose. But it's learning, practicing, and executing on a daily journaling and gratitude practice every single day. And there's 2 types of journaling I think you need to do. For number 1, you want to get in the habit of journaling from a place of gratitude. And I think this is where we should start our day. So in our 1 hour time block in the morning, when we're living with intention, when we're staying off of our phone, let's set aside 5 minutes, 10 minutes in that 60-minute window to really identify and express things that we're grateful for, to look at areas in our life that are tremendously blessed, to look at areas that we can say, I'm so thankful that I have this. Because number 1 right now, if you're truly dealing with an addiction to pornography, I know you're wrapped up in guilt, shame, depression, anxiety, a lot of different emotions that you're facing right now. Perhaps actually, can I successfully reboot? Can I successfully give this up? Because it's controlled me for the past 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. I know what it feels like. But if you could flip your perception, if you could change the way you're viewing your world, not from being a victim of a porn addiction, not of being somebody that's too weak to outgrow his habits, not as being somebody that doesn't have what it takes to step into the life that he was created to live, but shift the way that we view the world. I'm so thankful that I have today as an opportunity to grow out of this habit. I'm so thankful that I found these videos on YouTube that explain how simple this process is. I'm so thankful that there's other men in the world that are fighting the same fight that I'm fighting. When you shift how you view the world and you come from a place of gratitude, you come from a place of being thankful, then you continue to build the persistence, you continue to build the motivation, the inspiration needed to fight through. When the triggers arise, it's saying no because I'm thankful that I actually have a second chance at overcoming this. So the fourth habit that you want to instill is a daily gratitude and journaling practice. So you're going to practice gratitude in the morning, and then I think a reflexive journaling in the evening. So as you're winding down days, look at areas of weakness, look at areas of vulnerability, look at areas where you put yourself in situations that maybe weren't ideal. This is a part of that inner work. This is a part of becoming self-aware. We need to see, okay, where are we not truly living up to our intention? Where are we not truly living up to the design or the plan that we created? And then it's not just identifying it, but it's actually saying, tomorrow I'm gonna do this differently. So you really want to bookend your days with a journal in the evening and journal in the morning as well. The morning journal come from a place of gratitude to really shift how we're walking out into the world, and then a place in the evening to do a reflexive work, to really look at opportunities for more growth, for more personal development throughout our days. And then the fifth and final habit, guys, is to learn to practice fasting. And I think this can be done 2 different ways. What we teach here at Rebuilt Recovery, because we do integrate a health, fitness, and nutrition component, is we look at utilizing intermittent fasting. And this can be a 16-8, 18-6, 24, OMAD, 1 meal a day. It really varies depending upon your schedule, your training, really what you're looking to get out of your body and out of your performance. But by practicing fasting, you do a couple different things. You're really going to be able to shift your body into a state of ketosis. And I think this is where we operate best mentally, is when we're running off of ketones and our body is not utilizing sugar or glycogen as its primary fuel source, but we're running on fat. Our brain wants to operate and perform from a state of using fat as its main fuel source. So when you're practicing ketosis or when you're practicing fasting, your body has to shift into the ketosis to sustain you through energy throughout those days. And secondly, I do believe in practicing a prolonged fasting, especially early on in your reboot. So somewhere in that first week or second week, you want to go for an extended period of time. And what we utilize here is a 2-day fast, 40 to 48 hours. There's a couple things you get out of this. Is you get obviously the ability to grow and sharpen your discipline and willpower, because in that 2 days, in that 48 hours, you're gonna go through a little bit of discomfort. You're gonna have to suffer through a little bit of hunger, but it's in saying no to that. It's in not giving into our physical state of, oh, I'm hungry, let me go eat something right now. Actually sticking through. We build that willpower. We sharpen our tools to then, when the triggers for pornography arise, when we're in week 3 or week 4 of our reboot, we can tap into that same willpower. We can tap into that same discipline. Secondly, we talked about we talked about the ketosis process as well. And thirdly, from a spiritual component, I mean, I do believe heavily that fasting is a spiritual practice, and it's a chance for us to get closer to God, to our Creator, to ultimately just get clear on who we are and where we're trying to get to. So 5 habits, guys, to help you reboot your process or reboot your brain from pornography. Run through them one more time, guys. And A, it's going to start with living with intention and having a plan for your life. Once you have that plan and living with intention, it's then how do you start your day? So waking up early is going to be habit number 2. Thirdly is taking an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening completely away from your phone. The 4th habit is going to be practicing a journal, exercise, or a daily gratitude practice on a consistent and daily basis. And 5thly is going to be integrate and implement some type of fasting practice, whether that's a short intermittent fasting on a daily basis or a prolonged fasting on a weekly basis, somewhere in the 24 to 48 hours. So that's it, guys. Frank Chris from Rebuilt Recovery. Really hope that this video is helpful to you guys. We try to provide you with high-level concepts, strategies, philosophies on the impacts and dangers of pornography, but then we try to really get into the grassroots and try to give you the tactical, tangible things that you can walk away with. And this is what this video really is. These are 5 habits that you can literally start right now. So at the end of this video, sit down, put a plan on paper, start living with intention, start journaling daily, and ultimately in a couple weeks and months, your life will be completely different. But that's it, guys. Frank Chris from Rebuilt Recovery. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you're new to the channel, haven't done so yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn those post notifications on. And if you're ready to take the next step, if you're ready to actually live your life without porn, download our free ebook. I'm going to link it down there in the first pinned comment below. It's a 7-step guide to living life without porn. But Frank Chris from Rebuilt Recovery, I'll see you guys next week on the other side.